Okay, for the Hummingbird, I wanted to go over with you about the support system we used. So, in doing that, in Matrix, we can go over and go to the Tools menu and come down to the 3D printing mode here. Now, there's different ways of doing this. In this particular case, all I wanted to do was create a support system that now this is kind of a this isn't a ring, so it's a little bit more difficult to get a platform around it. But let's use a creation layer here, and I'm just going to kind of center this. I don't want to attach it to anything, so I'll hold the Alt key and come out here like so, and we'll just create like a oval ring here like that. And usually I like to make these about a millimeter in thickness, and that would be -1 in this case. Okay, and then we can go ahead and move it down. You'll see that these particular objects are 100%, 75%, and 60%, which is what we did in our other video. All right, now we know that we have to support this where? Well, as before, I'm going to use a red plane. I'm going to come in here with this. And I decided to turn these up because like this, I didn't really want to support this by the Hummingbird's beak. Okay, so for me, that was kind of like a turning point in how I was going to arrange this to support it. All right, so as we come down here with our plane, anything, remember, I'll go ahead and hide this for this moment. As we come down here, you can see that things start protruding here. Well, anything that comes through by itself like that needs to be supported. But we know it's kind of rounded here too. All right, so it'll start building it in this direction. So we need a support here and probably here as well. Well, for me to do that, uh, we're just going to do some curves, and I'm going to do some pipes and things and show you how we do it. And as we come up this way, you can see that those wings start coming through. Okay, and then you've got this as well. So this has to be supported right about here, the lowest point. Okay, the one that sticks through the furthest would be the lowest point. So those are the things that need to be attached to. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this plane and show back up what we did. All right, so in this instance, because we're planar, I'm just going to go over here and draw a line in here. And I'm not going to chase all these down, but I'll definitely do a support system here. And then I'm going to go into the solid menu and do a pipe. I want to make sure that my cap is round, and I want the diameter. Okay, so as we come here, I'm going to say, well, the lowest point's over there to the left. So I can move this after I get done. I'll make my base a little wider and hit enter. Okay, then we're going to come this way. Now I'm going to make sure that that guy's lined up on him, and obviously it's too far. Come back a little bit here. I'm just dragging it by gumball. It's okay if it sticks through for the moment. We also can make this shorter, like so, and bring it down in as well. Okay, so it's not sticking through this guy. Not real thick up in there in this area. Okay, so that does that one, but that's not enough support for there. You're going to want another one here. So all I'm going to do is take and drag this over with the gumball, hit the Alt key and duplicate that, and we're going to drag it so it's a little bit bigger here. All right, so that's another support. Now remember, this and everything I'm making here are polysurfaces, so we can do the Boolean differences here and make everything work just fine. Okay, so then I would support it in about this section here. So all that would be is another line in here like so. And then another pipe. And that's probably going to be too big, but you get the idea. We can shrink that down a little bit. Okay, pick it, move it into position. So this was a little bit of a wild one to do. Now you also can just make these any shape that you want. I mean, it doesn't have to be round. Okay, you can have this go into a smaller mode than that actually. And then you can just pull it like so to make it oval by using gumball. I'm doing nothing but using the gumball. But am I at the lowest point of where this comes around? And I also don't want to get into the design. Okay, so I'm going to be on spots that do not carry any design in there. Okay, see I'm in a little bit in here like so. So I want to move that away from there and lengthen it out, pull it up a little bit. All right, still a little bit in there. Yeah, I think we're okay there. All right, so as you go chase this down, you're going to want to put one here and here and here. And then move them over and make what you want to do with your gumball. This is not rocket science, it's just setting up the way you're going to grow this. I also took a couple here and supported off the wing to the jump ring here. So the way that was done, we'd bring it over like so, and you could even rotate it like so, get a pipe on it. Doesn't have to be exact. You can move these things around for sure. And go up the top, make that a little bit smaller. Hold the Alt key to keep that from snapping. All right, so you get the idea with this, and then you can just drag it over this way a little bit, maybe down a little bit. So just get them into place. As long as you've got something down here that's going to grow the wing, and then it's going to grow up to here and grow this thing. Give that some support. Same thing on the other wing, and I'd probably put another support right here in the middle of the back. Okay, and that's how I do all of these. Okay, do not get the idea that you can go in here and say, okay, well, why not do the platform and all the supports first and then do the shrinking in that. It doesn't work that way, and you don't want this to be shrunk to 75% or 60% thickness when you're growing these. Okay, so you can do each one individually, and the way I like to do these, because these are kind of the same height here, we can just duplicate this guy, bring it over, hit the Alt key, then you've got these at the same level to grow these. Okay, you can bring them in like so to make it smaller, but then you've got it so that you can do that particular one. Then we can duplicate this one, grab the gumball, hit the Alt key, and it shows a plus sign, and away you go. Now the reason I like doing it that way in Covenant is because then every one of these platforms stays even across the top. All right, so go ahead and try that with some of your support systems and that. I didn't particularly use these because this helps in doing your ring situation. Doesn't necessarily work with this freeform object like so. Of course, when you're done, you'd have to make all these into meshes, okay? And then you'd have to mesh boolean those with your Hummingbird because that's a mesh as well. Okay? All right, give that a try. I'm just going to go ahead and reset here. And let me go back to show you again exactly how we did these. Not going to save that, and we'll just show you the support systems that we've got. Okay, that's how we did them. We did support the beak of the Hummingbird, etc., like so, and kind of give you an idea how we went along this rim of these wings, just to make sure we're going to grow, because we're growing from this way up. All right, looks good. Take care. Try it out.